Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Best of 2022, brought to you by Get Your Geek On. I'm Robert, here with Aaron and Frank, and on this episode we are talking about a Marvel Studios property, but it's not a movie and it's not a series. No, it is a special presentation. We are talking about the very first Halloween special, the very first special presentation, Werewolf by Night, starring Gail Garcia Bernal and Laura Donnelly. And we are going to talk about what we loved about Werewolf by Night. And Aaron, I'm going to kick this one over to you. You're a resident horror guy.
So how did I become resident horror? Wait a minute.
Because nobody else likes it. I don't know. But no, you gotta tell us, why did you love Werewolf by Night?
It was, I think, but depending when this video comes out, we've said it in other ones where some people are saying that like the superhero genre is stale. It's, wash, rinse, repeat kind of thing. And to an extent, there's some stuff there for this, but it was just a breath of fresh air. It was completely different. It is standalone. I don't need to go watch 25 other MCU movies to get an idea of this. It's literally just, hey, here's this character. Here's the situation. Good luck. See what happens. And it was a nice ride. It was just a fun little horror throwback, paying homage to all of the black and white horrors from back in the day, Dracula and everybody else. It was just fun, honestly. Again, kind of like I said in Bullet Train, sit down, shut off your brain, eat some popcorn.
Excellent. Frank, what about you? What did you love about Werewolf by Night?
The same that, I don't know very much about the Werewolf by Night comic. I knew it was like the Moon Knight's first appearance. I know some of the character, but like Aaron said, I didn't have to go back and like read like a whole bunch of comics or watch like 12 different movies to like, oh, okay, piece it all together. Was something that I could have just sat down, enjoyed. Like I said, I was hesitant to watch it because I thought it was going to be another series. I was going to have to wait for episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. And then I was like, what? It's a TV special. Huh? And man, I watched it and I enjoyed it from start to finish. I wish it would have been a little bit longer, but it's just
for me, it was one of those things where like I'm not the biggest horror guy, and part of the reason I don't love horror, a lot of horror, is like it can feel campy at times, where it's like and it's just like, I'm not really buying out, the stakes or anything like that. But I gotta tell you, like watching this, it is campy. It's done in like the old kind of like 50s style, but it was just, as you said, it was fun. It's like, we're just having a good time. We get plopped into this situation where, there's a bunch of monster hunters all together, and they're, they got a mission to capture or kill a monster, and the winner gets a prize, and go. And it's like, we just got, interesting characters. We get, Jack Russell, which I love. I like, how dumb of a pun name is that? And it's based in the comics, so it's like, it's a dog, a Jack Russell, and he's a werewolf, and it's like, this is so dumb, but I love it. We have Elsa Bloodstone, who is a character I know a little about from the comics. So cool to see her brought in. And then of course, Man-Thing showing up, and it looked amazing. The effect when he like attacked people was really cool. And again, just the way that the whole thing was shot, like the transformation sequence where he's turning into the werewolf, that's shot like entirely in silhouette, where you're on another character reacting to it. Like it just calls back to like the budgetary issues and the CGI issues that they had. Like it's like an intentional choice here, where like in that time period, it would have been born out of necessity. Here, it's an homage. They're, kind of showing, hey, we could show you the transformation. We've seen Hulk transform in the MCU, but we're gonna, do this for the atmospheric effect and all that. I had so much fun with this special.
I did too. I loved it. Like it was just like in the comics, you kind of see them hunched over and you see like the little radiance coming out of their backs, and then all of a sudden you see this silhouette of like this big, werewolf. And so it's not like the comics that they can show you the transformations, right? They show you like the beginning, and then they show you like the silhouette, and it's like boom, like the Werewolf by Night. And what I enjoyed is that I thought it was going to be like something really cheesy CGI, where like the werewolf was bigger than the cage, and no, it turned out, just regular human size. He was just a werewolf, like back, like you said, back in the 50s, the Wolfman.
Yeah.
He wasn't like overly exaggerated. He had good visual effect. It was awesome. I loved it. I loved it. I was like, damn, that's awesome. And I'm a big fan of Gael Bernal. He's awesome.
Absolutely. And I just want, and Aaron, we'll go to you next, but one of the things I also loved is, again, the black and white nature of it. And then the only thing that's in color throughout the whole thing is the Bloodstone, which is this prize that they're after, until you get to the very end and Somewhere Over the Rainbow plays. And we get that, like we're the color seeping in. It's just, again, a great callback to that, classic Hollywood black and white stuff, but the transition into color, we're bringing this into the future. And the relationship between, Ted and Jack, like it's especially at the very end, the little button at the very end where they're talking about like going to get sushi and, like whatever. And I love even when he first wakes up and he like hands him a coffee cup, and in the foreground, there's like a French press. And you're like, how did Man-Thing make coffee with a French press? I don't care. It's just fun. Like it's so much fun.
He has his little guitar and everything scattered around, little lawn chair.
So
awesome.
What about you, Aaron? What else do you want to highlight from this special?
I think we've kind of touched on it. It's a sad thing because it is only like 50 minutes, I think 53 or something like that.
Short.
The effects, we stuck to make it feel like you're in the 50s. And I did get that feeling. I'm watching this, like you said, the campiness, the effects, the choice of camera angles, stuff like that. And then I enjoyed each little character, even though we didn't get a lot of time with the side characters that are basically the other, like you said, monster hunters. They were interesting to have around, to see their little quirks. I would like to see if, we do something else in this world, if we'll get to see some past versions of them, because, well, obviously, if you've watched it, they died pretty much. So it'd be interesting to see what got them to that point, like what made them the badasses that they are to get invited to this.
And Elsa just wipes up. I mean, she's the one that kills all the other monster hunters. I clocked that one on a rewatch where it's like, actually, I mean, I think Man-Thing kills one, but
he takes one out.
Elsa kills all the rest of them. Like she takes them out. And I'm like, the werewolf only takes out henchmen. Like he doesn't take out anyone who actually has
He's just trying to get out. He's like, I just need to get out of here.
But I gotta say, 2022 Marvel Phase 4, it had some good, it had some bad, it had some, kind of in between. I think this is my favorite project of 2022 that came out from Marvel. So I want to put that out there. I don't know about you guys. Is there anything that came out in the MCU that you liked more than Werewolf by Night?
I can't think of one. It was the most fun I think I've watched. And I think the funny thing is like everything else we had anticipation for. Thor, Doctor Strange, we were hyped up a little bit, and it was like, oh, it's a letdown. It missed the marks we wanted. Where this one, it was like, you know what? I'm gonna go in here and say whatever. And it was like, oh, well, that was a shocker. So I don't know if I would say it probably is my favorite because it didn't let me down, but I didn't have as high expectations probably.
All right. How about you, Frank?
I'm the same. I think it's one of my favorites right now. Because like Aaron said, they didn't hype it up. They were just like, here you go, guys. Here's just like a little morsel, try it out, see what you guys think. And, I think like if they did more of that, just kind of throwing us little side characters, I think the MCU would make a lot more money, because I mean, these little side morsels are amazing. I've yet to watch the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, so I have no idea what that one's like, but who knows? Maybe that one might
that one's not going to make the best of 2022 series. Spoiler alert. I don't think Aaron nor I liked it nearly as much as Werewolf by Night. But anyways, those are our thoughts on Werewolf by Night. We want to hear what you have to think. Have you watched this one yet? Have you been putting it off because you're not really a horror guy? You got to watch it. It's a lot of fun. Maybe you're not into superhero stuff. There's not really any superhero stuff. Just go watch it. It's fun. So those are our thoughts. We want to know what you think. So make sure and comment down below. Aaron, let the people know.
And don't forget, guys, check us out at official GYGO on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. anywhere you listen to podcasts, as we have our Talking Geek podcast. And of course, we may have some other stuff coming down the pipeline for 2023. So definitely stay tuned for all of that. For Aaron, for Robert, and for Frank, this is Get Your Geek On. Stay geeky and get your geek on, guys.
Bye.
Laters.